Hi, it's Joel Sharpton at The Rogues Life on Twitter. You can also follow me by subscribing to Me and the Geek, my weekly podcast where we have a different conversation each week with a different geek for a peek into their geeky world. This is a series of videos with an episode-by-episode review from me of Marvel's Daredevil series on Netflix. Now, if you have not seen all the way up to episode 9, then I would strongly suggest you stop this video, start at the beginning, or first go see Daredevil on Netflix and then come back and watch along with me as we review each episode. So, for the rest of this, there will be spoilers, just a warning. This is episode 9, Speak of the Devil, the name of this episode, and a lot of big stuff happens. It's episode 9 out of 13, and already we get a fight between Daredevil and Kingpin. I never imagined that that would happen before the end of the series. I was a little wondering whether there would be a fight between these two characters at all, and we talked earlier in the series, as soon as Wilson Fisk's physicality and his brutality is shown, you're pretty sure that you're eventually going to see these characters throw down, but the fact that you get it here in episode 9 was pretty amazing. The other big reveal is that Foggy, Matt's best friend, is finally aware of who he is and the fact that he's been masquerading as the devil of Hell's Kitchen at night. These are huge moments in the continuity and the history of the character and these storylines. And I just want to say thank you to Marvel and Netflix, to Stephen DeKnight and Goddard for just pushing forward with these storylines and continuing to be bold. They are moving briskly. That's the main thing I want to say there. A couple of key things from this episode. We get a little bit more of Nobu, and we get a hint at what he is actually after. Location, location, location. It's even more important to Nobu than normally in this ever-popular New York City skyline. He needs this specific building or block, and why? Why is that? I'm imagining that it's got something to do with mysticism and ninjas and maybe even demons. I don't know. There's some interesting hints here about why he needs this particular block. Secondly, we now know that he is also very old. It had been hinted at previously that he was quite powerful, maybe even as powerful as we have been implied that Madame Gao is. And we imagine that that's pretty darn powerful. Can he survive a marshmallow roast? That's my question. I don't think so. Let's talk a little bit about the fight. We go 9 episodes in now, and I'm going to go back at some point and count the number of different fights that this whole series has had. But if you mention each individual episode, there's a lot of them that are just very, very different, and each fight to me seemed to have a little different flavor. It brought something new to the idea of these two characters or 3 characters or more squaring off against each other. In this fight, it breaks it apart narratively. You see sort of almost the climax of the fight. Then you see the beginning of the fight. Then you see the fight sort of as a whole played out 3 different times or 4 different times throughout the episode. It's a very exciting way to use this confrontation almost as a wrapper, a narrative device to contain the rest of the storylines throughout it and tie it all back together. And then as soon as Daredevil gets out from under Nobu and he escapes this, seemingly unbeatable villain, then you get a big old ham-handed Wilson Fisk dropping the hammer on Daredevil. And in true Bond villain fashion, he leaves it to the lackeys to finish the man off. And of course, Daredevil gets away. What's going to be the payoff? How will Foggy react to the news that he discovers at the end of this episode that Matt Murdock is actually the devil of Hell's Kitchen? We've heard from him a lot in the past few episodes about how much he disagrees with what the devil is doing and hiding behind the mask. And so now that he knows that it's actually Matt, what will be Foggy's opinion of that and Matt's ongoing war with the ne'er-do-wells of Hell's Kitchen in New York? Want you to come back in just a little while. We'll have our review up soon of episode 10 and then on through the rest of the series. And don't forget to, sometime this week, you're going to be able to subscribe to Me and the Geek, the podcast, and get an episode where myself and Kyle Sweeney review the whole of the series all in one big go. It's about 45 minutes to an hour or so, a long episode for Me and the Geek, but that'll be coming out in the feed this week. So stay subscribed to the channel if you want more videos like this one, and thanks for checking it out. Comment below and make sure that you watch the rest of this series.